My first experience with the ARPANET was, I believe it was 1982, when I was back at MITRE, and I was working for a guy who was computer shy. And our client was the Defense Communications Agency, and the email with them was, of course, with the internet, using internet or ARPANET. And he was so computer shy that he really didn't want to log on. So I studied up my Unix commands and worked something so all he had to do was press one key on his keyboard, and that got him connected, and then he'd start sending mail. And that was the first experience that hooked me. When I joined the NSF in 1989, the NSFNET was and was becoming even more so the center of gravity of the internet. I wouldn't want to call it the internet core because that's a technical term. And there were a few countries that were sort of casually connected to the NSFNET. And I took it upon myself as a mission to help other countries connect to the NSFNET. And so over the first half of the 1990s, we connected about 25 countries, one at a time. And then we went on to, as the NSF got into broadband networking, to get into connecting broadband networks of different countries intercontinentally, and progressed along those lines. At the same time, we helped with the Network Startup Resource Center connecting grassroots networks around the world. So we had a mixture of the big guys, the little guys, and step by step, country by country, we did our best to connect the world. Connecting all these countries was not my work alone. I couldn't have done it without a lot of people that were great helps. And key among them, for example, were Bob Collette at Sprint, who just bent over backwards to get all the resources of his company behind this thing. Then with Tom DeFonte and Maxine Brown at University of Illinois, Chicago, who made the StarTAP, this intercontinental broadband interconnect, a reality. There was Saul Hahn at the Organization of American States, who worked with me to help connect the Latin American countries. And all of these people had their international counterparts, some of whom are inductees here along with me, who worked with us as our partners. Without these partnerships all over the world helping us, none of this would have happened. My greatest challenge has been a very assertive and impatient personality. And so very often I would go into a meeting and not be very tactful or diplomatic because I just wanted to get things done. And did I ever overcome that? I'm not sure that I ever have, and I'm not sure that I ever want to. I can recall in the very early days, in the 90s, for example, when email was just getting going intercontinentally, that somebody from China wrote an email to us talking about something that was wrong with his daughter. And could anybody help? And I sent it to people at National Institutes of Health. And within a day or two, he got a lot of emails back from the National Institutes of Health diagnosing just what was wrong with his daughter and leading to a cure. And that was in the early 90s. Well, things have just blossomed since then.